You don't need a label, you need a tribe. You know the one thing that's really helped me develop as a songwriter over the age of 50? It's collaboration. Today I'm going to share how I ended up doing songwriting with this young Swedish guy. I'm going to talk about how I found the lead singer for two of my Spotify releases. And I'm going to show you a whole range of ways you can collaborate from the comfort of your own home or going out into the real world. And before we go on, I'm going to talk about for a moment why collaboration is so important. Music is communication, and we can lose sight of that when we spend so much time back in this cave here in the studio writing ourselves. That's isolation. So collaboration, whether it's geographically disparate over Zoom or whatever, or any tools, or whether it's local, it's healthy for us. It helps us learn, have new experiences. It helps you stay inspired and develop artistically. Sometimes it's as simple as challenging or breaking your creative blocks. You can build community and friendships that can last. And of course, you can create more opportunities for the future. G'day, and welcome to Indie Over 50. My name is John Huggard. This channel is dedicated to those of us releasing new music over the age of 50 on Spotify and YouTube. Now, how do you find these collaborators? I'm going to take you through just a few of the methods that are available that just might prompt some ideas for you. Guess what? Social media is the peril and evil of our ages, except for it does a really good job of connecting us socially. And yes, even on the dreaded Facebook, there are Facebook groups dedicated to vocalists, wanted, songwriters. Just go and trawl any of those combination of words and you will find a whole heap of those groups. And you can get engaged. You may need to jump a hoop to get through admin and join a group. And then you can engage. You can like, comment, listen, and meet people. I'm quite sure that I met Juan Carlos Hernandez through seeing him post on one of those Facebook groups. And I ended up interviewing him on Indie Over 50. I remember on my feed one day, because I've been following one of these groups, there was some post came up in my feed talking about a vocal fan page or something. Anyway, there was this guy singing a song, playing guitar, and I thought his voice was awesome. And I reached out to him directly. Turns out he's from Australia, and we've now formed a connection, and he's been my lead singer on two Spotify releases that I put out there. The other one, of course, is Instagram. For some reason, I was following this young Swedish singer called Johan Dahl. And he put out an Instagram post one day and he literally sang a verse. And he said, would anyone like to help me finish this song? I need, chorus, I need other verses. And I thought, that's really, really interesting. And so what happened was I was traveling a bit and I eventually had the time to actually listen to his verse, listen to it again and again. And then I started feeling where this song could go. And I wrote the next verse and the chorus and the melody. So I was able to sing using my voice into my iPhone notes function and sent my ideas over to Johan. And the most brilliant thing of that is I'm not a singer, but when he sent it back and he'd understood my intention, the words, the melody, the phrasing, he understood it. And all of a sudden, this beautiful song came together. You can actually check it out now. It's out on Spotify. I'll put the link below. Since then, we've worked on multiple songs, and I'm very excited about our collaboration and our relationship going forward. And here's the kicker for me. I'm a songwriter, but most of the songs I've been putting out, I wrote 20, 30 years ago, a long time ago. I haven't put out any new songs. Working with Johan has inspired me again. And it's probably that collaboration, because he's often coming up with the melody or starting off a verse, and then it's prompting me to engage and find where that song could go, or what are the story arcs or the lyrical opportunities in that song. And I found that really exciting and challenging. Now, remember, out in the real world, don't dismiss open mic nights. Now, an old sales manager of mine from 25 years ago that I worked with, we've kept in touch, mainly professionally, and then I find out that he's a singer. And he's down in Melbourne. I'm in Sydney in Australia. And whenever I'm traveling down in Melbourne, I usually go and visit him, catch up with him, and he runs an open mic night. And I've just so enjoyed meeting his crew and just meeting other musos. And I get up there and I can add drums or guitar. Occasionally I get up and do one of my songs as well. There are platforms out there as well. One of the ones I'm familiar with, I'm not sure if it's just Australia, but it's called Bandmix. And it does, you put up a profile saying, I'm a singer looking for a guitarist, I'm a guitarist looking for a singer, looking for a band, whatever your interests and opportunities are. And so that's another way of meeting people. I've met people this way, people I've collaborated with, people that I've enjoyed meeting in real life and performing with. The other cool thing to do is what is often called a school of rock or weekend warriors. There's a great one here in Sydney, Australia called Big Music. And it's an environment where you go along, you literally pursue music for a term, maybe 12 weeks, and then put a show on at the end. It might be 80s rock or Australian classics or some other genre of a reason to get together. Now, I've attended Big Music for over 10 years, and I've got what I would call lifelong friends and collaborators from a musical point of view. I've done recordings in the studio with, I've done big corporate gigs, I've done pub gigs with these people. Now, the other one to think of is clubs and associations, more formal or structured groups. This could be your local songwriting clubs. And in fact, I'll put the links below because recently I had an Indie Over 50 subscriber reach out to me and talk about a worldwide songwriting group he was part of. So that was pretty cool. I've got all the details. Check it out for you as well. If you're going to collaborate, there's a few rules that you do need to observe. Number one, be open and flexible. Don't be a control freak or a ghost. Give more than you ask. Be like life. Be clear on your goals, whether it's writing, performing, or releasing. And stay in touch. We're all people, just like connecting and catching up with people. Finally, though, let's be real. It just may take a few times before you find your tribe, because ultimately it's got to be around that personal fit, that chemistry. And do you enjoy catching up with those people and making new music opportunities? You're part of the community here at Indie Over 50. So if you like this community and want to see it growing, please like or subscribe to the video. And tell us about your tribe. Tell us about any other areas of collaboration or experiences that you've had that you want to share. Similarly, do you know a great group or forum that people need to be aware of and could be a great way of expanding and finding your tribe? I talked earlier about why collaboration is so important. It's really good for your mental health. It's a great way of expanding your knowledge, expanding your social circle, sharing your challenges and your opportunities. Your song is not written yet, so rock on and keep Indie Over 50.